with doing a rough in on all the units. They're going to start on. We're going to work with the mechanical and plumbing, and this and I've said before, and just kind of be in the area that they're not. We're going to be kind of overstepping on each other's feet, but we're going to coordinate with them. We're kind of pretty flexible with our units, putting the rough in. And then after these screws continue up, and then once they get this floor finished, they're going to work up after the framing's done, and then we'll hang the sheetrock and finish to get that ready, and then we'll add another crew. So this is going to be a peak of our demand, and so we'll run all 5 of our crews up until we get to the top, and then they'll start breaking off. And this is our finished crew. They're going to put our plates and actually put our receptacles and switches in the walls. So then they'll end up continuing up, and then we'll finish out with that one crew there.
I'd like to get your opinion on the 6-day pour cycle. What do you see with that for getting the actual structure built? On that, we put 2 days in for MEP layout and roughing. Do you think that's accomplishable?
2 days for MEP layout and rough in?
Yeah. How much stuff do you have in the decks? Is there going to be a lot?
We had planned on not running anything in the concrete. We were talking about, they had gypsum ceilings, but we were going to just pull everything through, and I'm assuming that they were having drop ceilings, as we had kind of assumed with what we had to work with, and so we were going to pull the MC cable, overhead. That was our.
Yeah, I believe if you look, the plans show drop ceilings in the corridors and in the entries of the units.
Mm-hmm. As far as what we would have to run through the concrete, we're going to try not to run anything through the concrete as far as your feeders go. What's really going to affect the heavy duty wiring that would have to get done, that we're going to run through your elevator shaft, run with your elevator shaft, so we're not having to either run conduit through your slab or core it afterwards. That's what we saw as the easy solution. And then in each unit, as far as ceilings go, what he was talking about, drop ceilings, that's only going to be in the kitchen and the opening, the entryway of your units, and that's the only place that has overhead lighting in our design, because everything else is going to be switched outlet. So we're not going to have to put anything in the ceiling of the living room or the bedroom. So it ought not affect your concrete work from where we stand any great amount.
As long as you can make the dates, it's all that matters to me.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to hop in on this schedule here. You obviously have a good understanding of how you're going to progress through the building and how the flow of your crews are going to ramp up through the life cycle of the project itself. What is your anticipation as far as how far out ahead our framing crews need to be in order for you to start roughing on a particular floor?
Since we're working on one crew on the rough end, so we're keeping about 10 guys per crew. That just as fast as those guys are, just a day or two. They can have a few units done. We can start in those units, and then as they progress, we just progress behind them.
So you can have maybe 2 to 3 units of a buffer, and so they're halfway through one floor and you'll get started.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Okay.
There should be a start-to-start relationship on the schedule with about 3 days lag, I think. 2 or 3 days lag from the rough end.
And another thing that'll do is, the guys get going through the building and kind of figure, since all the floors are similar, their work's only going to get faster. Just because it's repetitive almost.
Yeah, I just got to make sure my framing guys can keep up with
Yeah. And again, I stress being, I'm pretty strict superintendent on my guys. They love me, they respect me, but it's just, I want to just, this is, me. I'm out there working. That's, the electrical in the walls. That's me. So, that's what I'm based my career off, is doing, excellent work and just whatever it takes to do. That's it.
About 5 more minutes.
Okay. Absolutely. It's good because we're ready to wrap up.
Why is prestige right for this job? we're uniquely qualified to complete the scope. Like, as you can see, you guys are veterans of this field. They're experts in what they do. We feel that what we've included in our bid, if anything is wrong or missed, and you guys feel that it needs to be corrected, you can come back as soon as you want it and correct it. I actually have a little list of comebacks from this meeting that I wanted to catch up with you about and make sure this is all that you guys had issues with. Cost per receptacle for the design build, definitely return that as soon as possible. The 100 amp panel size, submitting pricing for the brushed nickel fixtures, and the tamper-proof pricing receptacle is something that we
I
can
think the
get.
big one was looking at your residential feeder.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Not necessarily local.
Sure.
That was-
We have about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
And we're local. We've been here in that office for 42 years. We've grown up with this community. Kelly's father built in the South Market area when it was booming, and over the last couple of years it kind of slowed down around us, and we're seeing a new redevelopment, and we're excited. We want to be part of that. We are the local area contractor. We're in the area. We do business with all your neighbors. We know them all, and we're not interested in burning any relationships. We value those at about the highest it can be. And if you have any questions, your needs, anything that you guys would like to.
Yeah, I have some quick ones about one of the VEs that you offered was for switched receptacles in place of specified receptacles, and it's a deduct of $67,000. What is that?
I think that was in the place of overhead lighting is what it's supposed to be. And not, I don't know what ended up on the page, but but they were supposed to be in the place of overhead lighting, and that's the cost per, over all the units, adding overhead lighting to those.
So where would you delete overhead lighting? Because we just have it kitchen, entry, bathroom.
So that was just if we wanted them in the bedrooms and living areas. We
So it's actually an ad cost?
it would be an ad cost, yes, if we went with the fixtures.
Okay, so not much of a VE.
It's not much of a lot of money, but it is a quality VE, and we can provide it and give you guys a better project if you like it. And we don't
Right,
always-
but it's an ad.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, it is an ad. It is
Yeah, I
an
don't
ad,
like
yeah,
that.
sure.
And then one other quick question, replace range with range oven combo. Could you just walk through how that pricing was developed at 16 grand, 17 grand?
Basically, that was just the breaker size and a gauge wire, rising that multiplied over the all of the units.
For just the feed for the range?
Just that feeder and the 40 amp breakers.
Okay.
We figured we're not having to upsize our panel or anything, because as you said, we ran at a 100 amp panel. We've got that covered. We're not worried about that. It's a matter of running, the cost being changing our 30 amp breaker to a 40 amp breaker to pull. I believe the wire for that circuit goes from 10 gauge up to 8 gauge, and then 40 amp receptacle, and then our feeder, our panel size is fine, but yeah, that would increase our feeder size from, I believe we were supposed to have it at 4 gauge, but as we talked about that AccuBid issue, it should have gone from a 4 gauge to a 3 gauge, because that was going to make us have to jump.
Yeah, you're at 400 MCM copper right now.
Any other questions or anything?
I have a quick one. I noticed that you are the owner of the company, correct? And you're a women-owned business. What is your exact role on this project, and how do you maintain control of these gentlemen in front of you?
My role in this project was mainly to just assemble this team. You know, I trust these guys. This is my company. So I definitely made sure that they're the right guys for this job. You know, we really feel that we can provide you the best quality and product for what you're looking for.
She may be little, but we all call her mom because she can snap at us. She keeps us pretty well in mind, if I do
Thanks,
say
Kelly.
so.
Any other questions, team? Good. Well, thank you for your weeks, months of effort yesterday and then today's interview. So thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, see you next week.
Good job.
Thanks for putting up with that.